What's going on, everyone? This is Sarge, and I know many of you guys who just started playing the new Back to Karkand expansion pack for Battlefield 3. PS3 users have been playing it already for I think over a week now, but many of us have just got the game, got to dive in. You'll notice that the new sorting list is updated with the expansion pack. Now you can sort through all the new maps, and they have an assignments tab that allows you to see the new unlocks for the expansion pack. Now with the new unlocks, you're going to have to perform certain procedures to unlock these particular weapons. It's not traditionally like how it is in BF3. If you keep playing a kit, you're going to eventually unlock it. No, you can click through all these lists, see what exactly you need to do to unlock those weapons. Now I do have some Sharqi Peninsula gameplay for you guys here. This is my first attempt at playing it on a large conquest server, which I personally believe the expansion packs for Back to Karkand should be played. That's just the way they were designed when they originally were put into Battlefield 2 or 1942. It was meant to be played as a large-scale, full-man, full-blown 64-player map. I know if you're on console, you're only limited to, I think, 32, I believe, is the max you can get. But yeah, Conquest is the way to go if you want the full battlefield experience, because there's so much in the maps itself. The maps are gigantic, large sandbox maps, and you want to get that full feeling. And I find that just playing 64-player maps, large Conquest, on the expansion pack is going to give you an exhilaration. And you see me here just beasting people on the rooftop here of the opening. I don't know what it is. I think I just did a fail right there trying to fall to my death. But you'll notice that DICE seems to have something to go along with the sun in this game. The sun seems to be very glaring. If you're just staring at the sun, it just pops. It stands out. It blinds you. So I wouldn't recommend trying to stare so much at the sun when you're playing the game. It's something that DICE has implemented in here. I don't know. It's just annoying. But yeah, one of the very important things when you're playing, especially in this case with the Recon, you'll notice that a buddy of mine are trying to watch each other's backs. And what I do is I just place the MAV down just for a short second, and then stay in this corner where I watch the minimap and use the MAV to give me a second pair of eyes. Because it's like a UAV, basically. You just plant it on the ground, or you can just fly it in the air if you want to, and then drop it, and it automatically deploys a UAV, so I can watch my minimap and catch the players that are trying to flank in. So as you see us capture this flag, it allows us to move into the next position, where here we're kind of being attacked on this flag here at C, and I'm going to go ahead and try to play an offensive role again to take the flag. It's important. It's important when you're trying to get around to make sure you're aware of your surroundings, and the Recon with the gadget of the MAV is very important. It allows you to engage your targets and kind of get a more of a map awareness, to where as if you were playing another kit, you wouldn't have that. So you can play a very supportive role, both aggressively and defensively, if you're trying to hold a flag. You'll see me do that in this next clip that will be coming up. I'll be holding off the same flag here, using the same techniques. The MAV gives me a good spawning route, and then I do deploy a beacon usually. I have the tendency to place them in open areas, which is not a good thing, you know, because they're such a it's a huge target. It's like painting yourself a target when you place down one of those things. It beeps loud and obnoxious, and then your enemies know where you're at. So it's a good place to, or it's a good thing to get in the habit of placing your beacons in very closed off areas, or areas with cover. That way when your teammates are spawning on it, they have a way to, you know, take cover quickly if they're being shot at or if they're exposed. So they're not, you don't want them too exposed. But you can you'll notice right off the bat, the map itself is just gigantic. There's just so many venues and so many things to go through, and in particular my strategy, you guys know, has always been to you know, tackle the enemy head on, and I like to make sure that I'm always aware of what's going on. So I use the MAV, of course, in all situations. You can pick it back up too. So if you do use the weapon or use the gadget, you can always just pick it right back up. So here you see me taking the flag again, C, because the enemy ended up taking it. So we're trying to go ahead and infiltrate and take it back. Again, it's just holding off the points. Now, one of the great things, or a tip I would give you guys when you're trying to take a flag, is be very cautious when you're sitting on the flag itself, because that's going to be a very hot spot to either enemy explosives, or that's where usually the enemy is going to target their or focus their attention. So I usually, what I like to do is when I'm capturing a flag is if I don't have a UAV, and typically in the traditional battlefields you always had a commander that would deploy a UAV for you whenever you needed it, and it would help you. But in this case, if you don't have an MAV or a UAV, it's best to try to capture the flag at the farthest range you could as possible. And you'll see me get this nice clip, take off these two guys here. But what I mean by that is there's a radius between each flag. The radius is pretty huge, but it depends on particular flags. Some flags they're small, while other ones are huge. You could kind of outskirt or push yourself out of the range on the outer ring of that flag and find cover, and that allows you to take the flag and stay out of the range of being attacked. Now it just depends on the type of play style you usually like to do. If you want to play defensive, that's a very good tactic, is to stay on the outskirts and then try to fire in onto the enemies trying to run towards the flag. Because typical players, what they're going to do, they're very narrow, they're very straightforward. Enemies tend to go straight towards the flag instead of trying to flank around, and so if you actually cover those flanks, you're going to be in a very good position. Now this is the TV tower, which is a very popular place. A lot of enemies like to hang out on the rooftop here. It's really big and open scale, and you can actually outlook into the entire map, and you'll find a lot of snipers up there. I like to try to get their stealth, very stealthy, and then make my way and take out the rooftop first before I start capturing the flag. The flag itself is on the second story. You can take the flag, and then from that point, that allows you to get your enemies or your teammates to spawn there, and then go ahead and cover the rooftop. So I believe you can park a chopper out there. It's nice for repairs, safe repairs. But we just won that game, and I think that's it. I have a lot more footage coming up for you guys. Stay tuned for more Battlefield on my channel. Subscribe if you want to see some more. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.